Welcome to the Light Tube. Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome to the show. God, I just love that music.
Mm-hmm. That is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I need to. Crap, I forgot to credit them in the the description again. English is fun today for kids.
Oh,
So
you
I
don't
can't even
have
say
to
that right.
just do what I did and put it in the freaking channel description.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the channel description.
Yeah, and then you don't have to
Oh,
worry
okay.
about doing it every single video.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. I didn't think about it. I need to change the description anyway, since things have changed.
Yeah.
So anyway, Mr. Westbrook, how are you doing, my
Hey,
friend?
Scott.
How are you doing? Hello, Miss Leia Rose. How you
Hi,
doing?
Leia.
Mr. Cambrian, booyah.
Cameron.
Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider.
I aim to misbehave. Hey, Apollo, how you
Upon
doing?
me, a truck dog, see me.
Strike.
Strike!
How you doing, brother?
Oh,
Well,
strike. That sucks,
yeah.
dude. I feel like we haven't talked to you in forever.
Yeah, if you want to, I mean, if you can,
It's already
you're
been said.
welcome to hop on for a sec.
It's already been said.
So, anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I was wanting to talk about today the new Quantum Leap that's coming out Monday.
Mm.
And that just got me to thinking, well, not everybody's going to be watching it. Like Arlena's not going to watch it.
Yeah, I have.
Quite a few people aren't going to watch it that I know. So I was like, well, we can just put it, general pop culture type show and see how that goes. Because I don't normally talk pop culture because I'm like, if it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. Then I just watch what I want and leave it at that. I don't really discuss it.
Oh my gosh.
So,
oh my
hey,
gosh.
Ronnie, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you, man.
Look, this is what I was.
Yeah. This thrust is out of gas. Taco Bell. Oh, that's what I need to get. It's a Taco Bell.
They got the Mexican pizzas are back.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit! Hold
For a second there, I thought that was the El Cucaracha song.
No.
I thought,
No,
my
I
God, man,
forgot to
that's
turn
gonna be
off
great.
my alarm.
Oh, what was your alarm for?
I don't know. I have it set for 6:30 on Saturday for something. I don't know what it was for though.
Yeah,
I
because
don't.
we start
We
earlier.
started. Yeah, we start at 6, so I don't know why, unless I just hit the snooze button instead of the
Yeah,
stop.
I made it for later today because we were doing that stuff with Steven earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That way, give us time to eat,
Yeah, and I
which I
ate.
did.
I did. I did too. I did too. Mm-mm-mm.
Where's the karaoke? That may be back next Friday.
Maybe we'll see.
I'm thinking maybe we can do it next week
Yeah,
because I've been hankering. I have been hankering.
you've been hanker for a hunk of piece of meat.
No, I like tacos. More of a Crunchwrap guy. Yeah. Oh no. Don't make me hit the taint
Oh,
activation
oh
button.
my gosh. We ain't having none of that today.
No, no, not for a long time.
We can't
Because
handle all
God,
that.
we talked about taint for over an hour.
It
I don't
was
see.
over
I don't
an
see how the hell we
hour.
did it either.
Oh my god, it was so fucking hilarious. Oh my god.
For those of you who didn't watch that,
You
please
don't
refer
know
to
what
our
you
previous
missed.
works on the VacTube. Um.
You don't know what you missed because oh my
Oh.
gosh.
Yeah, it ain't funny.
It really take.
Jesus. Yeah, it was quite the show.
Mm-hmm.
Quite the show.
That it was. That it was.
So anyway, while we're talking about stuff and everything today, you know how people usually bring up stories and stuff like that, and articles and pictures and crap like that. Well, we're not going to do that because of the fact that all of these companies are getting so anal retentive. I mean, they're just so tight about their product that they're claiming everything. I
But
mean,
is it
Eris of
even them
Chaos last
claiming it?
weekend got an
Uh,
hour and a half of her show claimed by Rings of Power
when all
because
she
she
did was
showed
show a picture.
pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she showed pictures, and they claimed it.
That's
And I'm
crazy.
like, and from what Loki said, it was a manual claim, so they're looking for it. They're not just having AI look for it. They're paying
Mm-hmm.
people to look for it, and that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's something you should be able to fight because it's not like you're showing any real content. It's a picture.
Oh
It's a
my!
picture. That's not the same thing.
Well, that's a picture I didn't want in my head.
Yeah, that's something you get used to in the field. You get used to talking about nothing forever. Yes.
I'm good at that. I can talk about nothing for hours.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, hello there. My Kenobi just jumped up here with me.
Oh, okay. I was like, who are you talking to?
Kenobi.
I'm frightened. She's seeing things now.
No, he's a good boy.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this out of the way.
Hmm.
The new Quantum Leap show Monday was supposed to be a sequel to the original series. Well, that's what the original premise was for.
Hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
And that's why I'm like, I ain't showing shit. I'll talk about it, maybe.
Oh,
And
I'll
if
show it on my channel and talk about it. I don't give a shit. Let him
no, I
try
mean
to
it's
hit
not.
me with a claim. I'll fight that shit.
We're not monetized anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Excuse me.
But the thing is, I'm not going to give them the option. It's like, you want to come after me, you're going to have to dig deeper.
Hmm.
You're going to have to really dig.
Yeah, they already
Okay.
get us on all of our karaoke streams, so it's all
Oh
good.
yeah, and that's fine. I mean, that's copyright material, and that's fine. I fully expect that. There's no way to fight that. So, and that's fine. I mean, we're just here for entertainment. We're not here to make a buck off of it. I'm not trying to get Wheeze money off somebody else's product or music or anything like that.
Hmm.
I just want to talk, and if people find that entertaining, I'm good with that.
Yep.
So, the premise of the story was a sequel to the original series,
Hmm. Which would
and
have
the
been
artist,
good.
yeah, and to like restart the project and see if they could figure out what went wrong and find him and bring him home.
Hmm.
That would have been awesome. And in order to find him and bring him home, the guy has to start leaping. Well, the article I read 2 days ago, basically they referenced Dr. Sam Beckett for inventing the machine, and that's it.
Yep.
Then the lead actor, or the guy who plays the scientist or whatever, takes an unscheduled leap, and now they got to try and get him back. So it is a reboot. It is
Yeah.
not a sequel. It is a fucking reboot.
Yeah. And
And
the
they bait and
what I
switched
s-
us.
yeah, what I saw is, you know, of course we're going to get new characters and we expect that. What I was expecting was from the beginning, when they were talking about it originally, when it's supposed to be like Sam's daughter,
It was supposed to be, yes. She was going to be
which
the one heading up the project, and um, Ernie Hudson's character was working under her.
yeah, which is fine because that makes sense.
Yeah,
That she's trying to find her dad,
yeah.
how to get dad back home, whatever. But now it's some random dude. And the one that took what's his name? I always forget this, and we just talked about it.
Ow.
Al's place is some blonde chick. Really?
Oh, yeah. And her and the lead scientist, they're together.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But since he has the memory lapse, like Dr. Beckett did, she don't tell him anything. Like that we're together, And I'm like,
Ugh.
yeah, it's a fracking reboot. That's all it is.
And it just doesn't. I saw the trailer. And it just doesn't
Yeah,
appeal to me at all.
no.
There's nothing that was magical that
Mm-mm.
drew me in with what I saw, like with the original. The original was magic. It was an original idea. It was great storytelling, great writing. It was
Yeah,
just a good story overall. And this just looks blah, bleh.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, brother. Yep,
Uh-huh.
they got those boxes checked too. Because if you
Yeah.
watch the trailer, they've got them boxes checked.
All those
What's up,
boxes are
Jester?
checked. Hey,
We're
Jester.
complaining.
Yeah. Pat a wannabe. Hey.
Hey, what's up, man? Yeah,
Um,
yeah, but and I get that, dude. I mean, hell, if I could, there's some stuff that I want to sing of a local band that I play music for the guys and gals, and it's enjoyable, but it's like, well, if you sing that on a karaoke, nobody's gonna know who the hell it is. And you're like,
mhm.
okay, well, what song is this? I want y'all to sing something I know, and that's why people go to karaoke. It's like going to either a free good concert or a free bad concert
Mhm.
with the songs that you know.
Mhm.
And when people sing them badly, you're like, oh God, get them off the stage. They're killing me, you
Mhm.
know. But
But yeah,
we're just talking about bait and switch.
getting back on track. It just they bait and switch us, and they um what is it?
The Quantum Leap show.
They gotta uh put all their box checkers in there, and I'm just
Yep.
so sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of them switching things around just for the sake of switching them. It's not. I could care less that they have made a character black, but what about the original character that was black that you're just ignoring? Like, okay, obviously, y'all, I'm talking about the Little Mermaid.
Yep. I was about to say that's what you and
I
I were talking about
hate
earlier.
I hate that they made Ariel black. And no, it's not because it's a black
So,
woman play. It's because Ariel is white with red hair. We
mhm,
already know this story. We've
yep,
already seen it.
yep,
The only live action that I saw that I liked Beauty and the Beast. Everything since then has been shit live action because they changed the story. They changed it enough to where it's just not the same. And why can't we get a story about Gabrielle, the Black Mermaid that was in The Little Mermaid? Why
and
don't we have her backstory and find out where she came from and learn a little bit more about her? No, no, we can't do that because uh, they would have to be creative and think of a story that would be different from Ariel's, and they have no imagination, so they can't write it.
nope. And if you look at the new Ariel, she looks just like the old Gabrielle,
Yeah,
just like her, hair and
yeah,
everything.
she could have been Gabrielle,
Yep.
which is a story that I would like to see. I would go see it in the theaters.
It'd be a whole new story, but I can't write worth a shit.
Yeah. It's like I heard somebody saying this the other day that their favorite movie growing up, favorite Disney movie growing up was Aladdin. And they never looked at Aladdin and thought, "Oh, he's Arab, so I can't pretend that I'm Aladdin." No,
Mm-mm.
because A, it's all make believe. And B, because if you relate to a character, it's based on who they are, not what they look like.
Right. Absolutely.
I mean, this is just
I'm sure there's an adult version somewhere you can find running.
oh my
Kidding. I'm kidding.
gosh.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Mm,
Under the sea. Yep.
uh, yeah, and that's what tripped me out too. You know, we were talking earlier, but that's what tripped me out too is when they were so I think it was the Black Conservative, his YouTube channel. I was watching him and he was showing the videos, the TikTok videos that everybody is recording of all the little black girls reacting to, "Oh my god, she looks like me. She looks like me." And it's disgusting because why should that be what you see?
Yeah.
It shouldn't matter whether she looks like you or not. It should matter that her story is good and that the writing is good and that she's a good person in general, and that's what you want to be like, is a good person. And then the
Yep.
last one that he showed, he laughed at because he was like, "Oh, this is too funny," because the little girl says, "Oh, she's black like me. Why is she under the water?" Which is pretty hilarious. This little kid asking that question, "Why is she
Well,
under the water?" But
little
it
kids
just
don't know.
they don't. But it's like first of all, you can't control the color of your skin. That's why Dr. Martin Luther King said what he said. You know, don't judge by someone by the color of their skin. Judge them by the content of their character, which is what we did growing up. Daryl, you're a little bit older than me, but we pretty much grew up in the same generation where that's what we did. We judged someone by the content of the character, not by the color of their skin. I didn't give a shit if you were black, Asian, or purple
No.
or whatever.
Mm-mm.
If you were a good person, you were a good person, and that's all that mattered to me.
Yep.
But they don't they don't want that now. They want us to look at race and they want us to hate each other and they want to do all this and it's ridiculous.
They want to segregate us.
It's crazy.
Mhm.
And I
Yep.
just don't understand how we got to this point when the generation that we grew up in, Gen X, was the least racist generation ever. And that was
Yeah.
coming off of the heels of the civil rights movement.
Exactly. Now, our parents were in the civil rights movement, or at least, you know, The
Yeah,
hippies
around
going
when it
peace,
happened.
baby. Yeah, they
Yeah.
witnessed it. So
Hmm.
yeah, and my dad was prejudiced. He was a prejudiced son of a bitch. But because I saw that in him, I didn't want to be like that.
Hmm.
I chose to, for lack of a better term, to be better than that.
Transmission intercepted.
Important.
Oh, sorry. It's just a text message.
Oh no, I got mine on very low volume. Um, no, because I didn't want to be that way. I didn't want to judge people for what they looked like. I got to know them and like them or dislike them for who they were. And you know, to be honest, I hate everybody
Hmm.
because everybody is a selfish, prickish asshole. Doesn't matter what color you are, what gender you are, and there's only two. You either got a hole or a pole. One of the,
Yeah,
that's it.
that's it.
And if you don't have either, you're a Barbie or a Ken.
Right.
So
And Ted is exactly right here. I grew up loving Fat Albert, Bill Cosby, Richard Pryor, Sanford Son, Jefferson's, Jackson 5, etc. That is
absolutely,
the same, even though it was a little before my time, I grew up watching the same stuff. Well, I couldn't watch Richard Pryor until I was older,
yeah.
but I grew up watching Sanford and Son and the Jeffersons and 227. And then when I got a little bit older, it was
Secret transmission.
uh God, what did I watch? The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and after that was Blossom. Blossom was white, but it didn't matter. And what else was it? Living Single and In Living Color. All those
In,
shows.
in the 80s, we had different strokes. Two black kids with a white daddy.
Yeah, and a white
Not a
sister.
big deal at all. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
absolutely no big deal at all.
Benson.
And yeah, loved Benson.
I love Benson.
Robert
Oh my
Guillaume. Oh my
God,
god, I love that dude.
did he give it to his boss? Oh my God, he got
Oh
him
yeah,
good so many times. And it's just, this is what we grew up watching and living. And how did it turn from that to, you have these really great shows that are predominantly black, but none of us really cared because they were good shows, to all of a sudden everything has to be black or white? I don't
it,
care. If it's a good show, it's a good show.
yeah, exactly. I agree 100%. I think it all started with the creation of segregated channels, like the all women's channel.
BET and
BET was the first one.
yeah.
Black Entertainment Television was the first one to set it all in motion. That right there, because they ain't nobody but black people. There's no white, no Asian, no Mexican, no Italian, nobody that I've ever seen. I mean, I'd click on it every once in a while and nothing. And I don't care about racism.
I
It
don't
doesn't
either.
exist in my mind because I don't judge people for their color. I judge
Mhm,
people for who they are. You're either an asshole or you're a nice guy, or you're a
yeah.
nice guy that can be an asshole.
Mhm,
It works.
mhm.
But I just, all this bullshit of we have to do this, you have to do that, or you're either a racist, you're a homophobe, or you're a Nazi. Yeah, I fucking said it.
Yeah.
Because it's a word. It's a word that describes a moment in history that happened.
Yep.
Nazis happened, the apocalypse happened. You can't erase it. You can't change it just by tearing down some statues and getting rid of some books.
Yeah, and then when they start tearing down statues, they start to tear down statues of Abraham Lincoln, the
Mm-hmm.
man who freed the slaves. How
Yes.
stupid
Oh, oh,
are
oh, yeah.
you?
Okay. And if see the apocalypse never happened, then slavery didn't happen either because it was way before that.
Yeah. And the whole thing too is you know, all these people pretend like blacks are the only race that have ever been enslaved. No. Got news? Newsflash, they're not. They were the last race that was enslaved.
Mm-hmm.
World, as far as the world sees it, but
Yep.
that was predominant as far as numbers go. But you have more enslaved people now than you did back then. I mean, you got fucking China. They enslave in death camps the Uyghurs, the Muslim Uyghurs.
Yeah.
Uh, and you got so many other races. There is not one race in existence that has not been enslaved at some point. The Vikings, you know where we get the word enthralled from? I'm enthralled with this movie. I'm enthralled with this person. I'm enthralled with this conversation. It was from the Vikings because they used to call their slaves thralls. That's where we get enthralled from. But they enslaved whoever they came across and conquered. It didn't matter to them what damn color you were.
Mm-mm. Nope. You could work a shovel. You could bend, hit with a pickaxe. Get on there, bud.
Yeah,
Start
they
singing the
could
chain gang song.
give a shit less.
No, no. And the thing is, black slaves were sold by black Africans. Jesus Christ, people.
Yeah, and the
White
first
men are not the
slave,
fucking problem.
the
Some
first
of
slave
them are.
owner in America was a black man.
And
It
I'll only
was
say
a
this.
black
Go ahead.
man that started the idea of slavery,
Mhm.
that had the first slaves and gave it to the people that were around him, the white people that were around him, who
Mhm.
were as wealthy as he was, started buying from him. And then they're like, well, wait a minute, we can make this even bigger. So he goes and he tells the leaders, hey, let's do this. We can get
Yeah.
this going. And they went with it. And it was a black man enslaving black people.
Yeah.
It's just, and Cambrian says we're stuck between two extremes here: the far left invasion of pop culture using fascist actions, and the far right doing the same thing to a different degree. We in the middle are suffering from it. Absolutely.
Yep.
And that's one thing you got to remember too. The left, and we're not going to get political here, but
Mhm.
the left will always say fascist, fascist, fascist. But if you look historically speaking, um, they continually want to call the right fascist. However, historically speaking, if you're a fascist, you don't believe in your citizens having more freedoms. You believe in your citizens having less freedoms. So take away freedom of speech, take away your gun rights, take away any right that you have, the right of the press, the freedom to congregate, the any
Assemble.
freedom that we have. Take it away because that's what fascists do.
Yep.
So while the left calls the right fascists, it's actually them projecting because that's exactly what they're doing.
And the only people that are a danger to us are those in that terrible place we call DC. And I've been
Washington, D.C.
preaching it for 35 years. Vote them out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was in high school and I was saying this shit because it's like career politicians is bad. We need to vote every one of these sons of bitches out. No, nobody listens to me because I'm the funny guy. Or I'm the guy that's weird and who tries to be funny, but everybody kind of walks away going, yeah, okay. And that's fine. That's who I am. I don't give a shit. So, but the bait and switch, that's got to stop.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us what the fuck you are going to do with this show up front. But the reason you won't do that is because you want to create interest, create people talking about it, and then you show it, and it's like, oh, you're like, oh,
Mm-hmm. And
yeah, I think it's yep.
Jester has a good point. I think the true freedom, the true fandom is still the same. those that just love what they love and just want to talk about it. We're everywhere. Unfortunately, the thing that we love are owned by those who don't love it, which is
Absolutely.
very true. They don't love it. They don't know anything about it. They've never bothered to do any research, and they don't hire people that are good writers to continue a good story. They hire people based on
Based.
what they look like,
Yeah.
and who gives a shit if they can write or not.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Ronnie. Yeah, you didn't say pregnant. I'll vote for you. Yes. The problem with that is
Yeah,
they have to approve it.
that's why it didn't happen under Trump.
Uh-huh. And that's why he got voted out and they're still after his ass.
Mhm.
They're trying to make it to where he can't run again. And sorry to say, as soon as his name's on the ballot, he's a shoe-in. Just saying.
Yeah, because people are sick and tired of, this is, again, we're not talking about politics, just talking about
But we are. Let's just
historical,
go ahead and get it out the way.
but just talking about historical facts that you can look at, because these are historical facts. If you go back to after JFK, you had JFK, Johnson, you had Truman, you had Eisenhower, all the way leading up to Carter. And Carter really fucked the country over. He is known as the worst president we've ever had. That's why he
So
only
far.
served one term.
Mhm.
Up to 2 years ago, he was the worst president we've ever had. I think somebody else holds that record now.
What boggles my mind, real quick, let me say this. What boggles my mind about that is the people that were pushing to get him voted in. 4 years before that, they were saying, don't let him speak. When he
Yeah.
was vice president, saying, don't ever let him speak. He'll
Mhm,
screw it up.
mhm. But
I just,
if you look at the historical portion of this, when we had Carter, we got Reagan because Carter was so bad.
oh,
We
we got 8 years of fucking glory
We got
with Reagan.
Reagan, and it was 8 years of just unprecedented growth. Everything
Fucking
was
beautiful.
really great under Reagan. And then you get Daddy Bush, then Clinton, then Baby Bush, then Obama. And all of those, while they were both Republican and Democrat, they were all pretty much the same.
Yeah.
There really wasn't much of a difference in any of their policies or any of that. So, really, from the end of Reagan until Trump got elected, it was same shit, different day with the presidents. Pretty much the same. Republican, Democrat didn't matter. They were really the same.
Mhm.
It wasn't until we got Trump that we really saw a stark difference in going back to the Reagan era. How
yeah.
we've lost out on so much stuff, selling all this stuff to China
Mhm.
and letting them control so much of our economy, and how bad our infrastructure and how bad our factories being closed down, how bad all this stuff was.
Yeah.
And it was when he came in that he didn't just help the rich, he helped everyone. I had more money in my pocket. I don't know about y'all in chat. I don't know about you, Daryl, but I definitely had more money in my pocket with
Oh,
him as
absolutely.
president.
Absolutely.
Things were so great until the coof came along, and that's when it kind of went to shit.
The pandemic.
But yeah, the pandemic. But now with Biden being in office, you had 4 years of Trump. Before him, you had what, 20, 30 years of the same. Then you had
Yeah.
Trump, where we all saw a huge difference. Now you have Biden, and it's back to the way it was before Trump, probably worse.
Worse.
And we're seeing the repercussions of us selling off and not thinking of our people, Americans first. We're feeling the repercussions of that.
Yeah.
It should always be Americans first. It shouldn't be, Oh, are you black? Are you white? Are you Hispanic? Are you this? Are you that? Who gives a shit? Are you an American? That's what I want. I want Americans to care about their country because I fucking love this country. I fought for it. I signed the dotted line up to and including my life for 8 years. I fought for this country. And you see just that huge difference, and it's waking a lot of people up with the difference between what we had and what we have.
Mhm.
And I really honestly, even if Trump doesn't run, I think the next candidate would be DeSantis, and I really like DeSantis.
DeSantis, it'd be a landslide.
Yeah, with either one of them, Trump or DeSantis, it's going to be a landslide.
Yeah.
But either one of them, we're going to go back to these policies that we had 4 years ago that helped every American, helped every single one of us. And at that point, of course, we're going to have the news bashing them, whoever it is. They're going to bash them because they're Republican and they don't think like they do. But the one thing that I really like about DeSantis is he doesn't do interviews and stuff on the TV to say, we have this problem and that problem and problem. He comes up there and says, hey, there's a teacher shortage. We're going to fix it by doing this. He gives things that he's going to do. He gives plans and ideas and stuff that he's already set in motion to fix the problem. He doesn't come and say, we have this problem. We don't know what we're going to do. Oh, no, Mr. Bill, we have this problem. This is how we're going to fix it. And it gets fixed.
Absolutely.
That's why I like him. The only problem I have with him is I don't think he has enough foreign affairs experience. But, you know,
Padawannabe,
it is.
just got one thing to say to you. That is besmirching the good name of Yoda.
It really is.
But however, all right. I think he's getting ready to run for governor of Texas, actually. Because he's more and more, ever since somebody started throwing that out there that he was going to run for governor, he has been more and more out there. I mean, he's always been out there. He's like one of the most generous people in this whole state. I mean, a natural disaster happens, hurricane hits, floods hit, or whatever, he's there. And he's helping. He's not just donating money or bringing, awareness to the problem. He's out there rolling up his sleeves and helping. And I mean, shit, he got my vote.
Well,
Now, honestly,
and
it's been time to
again,
get him on the show.
yeah. Again, y'all, sorry, I didn't want to get political with that, but I just wanted to take the historical aspect. So, and I know that not everyone in our chat is American, but these are the differences that we see. We don't have the wonderful thing that England and the Commonwealth has, which is someone who is above politics. I admire that. Do I want a royal family? No. I love America the way it is. Do I respect that England and the Commonwealth has that because it is someone that is above politics and doesn't get their hands dirty with politics? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do I wish we had something like that? Abso-fucking-lutely. And it all trickles down to the entertainment industry. No hablo, no. Sí,
No
sí hablo inglés.
Oh my God.
Sí
That's
hablo
funny.
español.
Thank you, Leia. But yeah, we got that out the way. The bait and switch with pop culture is old.
Yeah, it is.
Just say what you're going to do and do it. Don't be a chicken shit.
Exactly. And I hate how they have put politics in every fucking thing.
Yeah.
Politics should not run our lives.
Nope.
But they're making it to where it's the center of everything. And I don't want it to be the center of everything. Again, that's why I admire England and the royal family and the Commonwealth having the royal family, because they're above politics. And I admire that.
In a way, I believe that's what our president was supposed to be like.
Well, no, because
I mean, yeah,
he
but I
is
mean,
the
he was supposed to
executive
be,
branch.
yes, but he was also, he or she, however, was not really supposed to get down and dirty with everybody else underneath. Even though they could, veto him as much as he could, it's tit for tat.
Yeah.
That way, no one person has control of the button. So to
No
speak.
no one entity, being judicial branch, legislative branch, or executive branch, has all the power.
Welcome to the Wacko Tubo. Yeah, there's no apologies here. If y'all
No,
remember, I was
none.
Japanese flag a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep. That shit was fucking hilarious. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Matt, come on
Absolutely.
in.
Come on in, brother.
Come on in. It's your it's on Twitter, buddy.
Check the Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I just hate how everything has been so politicized, and it's race baiting, it's bait and switch, it's a bullshit is what it all is. I hate it.
It's a bunch of fucking bullpucky.
Just give me some good damn entertainment. Why the hell do you think what the fuck is the name of the movie? I can't even think it. Top Gun. Why do you think damn Top Gun did so well? Because it wasn't political. It was just good, mind-numbing entertainment, which is what people want. It's what we thirst for.
It had a great story. Would you stop? It looks like I'm in an earthquake. Mackenzie's rubbing her face on the desk, shaking everything. Lay down. No, what are you doing?
Mac, I keep telling you, check your Twitter. It's on there.
Check your Twitter. Look at the good Swedish person you are. I know you're not Swedish, but fuck it. I don't care. Damn.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Wow. Damn. No fucks given today.
Right? Never.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I didn't want us to click at the same time. What's up, buddy?
What's up, man?
Yes. How's it going? I officially have my Saturdays back, so I can be,
Hell yeah.
partially
Yay!
full time on BackTube. So yay!
Awesome.
So
We are glad to have you here.
I assume our other two guests are still kind of rolling over from the 7-hour Fortnite show, huh?
Yeah.
No problem.
I think Fast is actually resting because he plans on getting up at 2 a.m.
Oh, for the new season, yeah.
Yeah.
I saw the short he showed during the stream. I was like,
just dropped.
Yeah, I was like, holy, that happened. I was like, wait a minute. So when do you get an end of season event? But we got this. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe they need to take a lesson from Steven.
How crazy is that? How crazy is that? So,
yeah. No, that's cool. So, what do you think, Mac, of entertainment? And we're talking
all the bait and switch.
Entertainment industry with their baiting and switching.
To me, switching. Not enough, delivering on products. Not enough delivery. I think it's gonna kind of really dropping the ball, and it's like I didn't bring this. I kind of brought this up on T-shirt story stream earlier. Is like, what was on my Twitter feed the entire week?
The Little Mermaid.
Just take a guess. Yes, not just the Little Mermaid, but the Little Mermaid, but the whole, having Keke Palmer play Rogue in a future X-Men film, and that's
God.
it's straight up discourse. It is straight up discourse, and it's just like nasty discourse and such. It's just like both sides can't agree on either things, and both sides are trying to put their points together, and it just doesn't even work. It's so much of it that I'm just like, yeah, I'm just gonna peek into some parts of Twitter this week, but I'm staying away from it
Yeah.
because it's just like, holy shit.
Well, this is my question. Why can't Kiki Palmer be Storm?
From what we heard, it doesn't fit to her character, to her personality. The character of
doesn't have to-
Storm
wait-
doesn't.
wait a
It
minute.
does.
Wait a minute. It doesn't have to. Isn't she an
That defeats the
actress?
purpose of being an
Isn't that
actor.
what acting is?
Well, keep in mind this is the same Kiki Palmer who was as mad about something that Bill Murray said, and basically got the film on hold. Basically got their film on hold because of it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, if I remember. So yeah, it's just
Bill Murray is walking sarcasm.
yeah, exactly. This discourse is just like, yeah, it's just like we're in it for both sides. I'm just seeing like the best and worst of both sides. I'm just seeing like anyone actually coming to a middle ground to where they can actually agree on. Because it's just like, and I'm saying this is somebody who fits the line of like, listen, I've accepted that I have come to accept that, you know, race swaps are going to happen no matter what. That's just how Hollywood is. That's just how they're going to pull us forward. But it comes down to, okay, can they do this? Are they able to actually do the job? Like we had years upon years upon years of excellent examples, excellent performances from race swaps. You know, we'll always forge
I'll
back
give you a
to
prime example.
Go for it.
Billy D. Williams in the 1989 Batman as Harvey Dent.
I'll give you another one. Michael Clark Duncan as Kingpin in
Oh,
the
God,
Affleck
yeah.
Daredevil.
Right.
Yes, yes. But see, that
Nobody
would be good.
batted an eye.
That would be good casting. Who
And-
cares if they, you know, so let's take comic books.
Yeah.
God, why did my mind just draw a blank?
You're on the back too.
Samuel L. Jackson, his character.
Is Nick
in-
Fury.
Nick Fury. Nick Fury in the comic.
However, you
Wait. Nick Fury was originally white.
Yeah.
And then when they saw Pulp Fiction, they changed Nick Fury to look more and be more like Samuel L. Jackson because they really liked him in Pulp Fiction.
and yeah, for those who don't know, that Sam Jackson, the Nick Fury that he plays in the MCU, this is the Nick Fury from the Ultimate, from Marvel's Ultimate Universe. In fact, a lot of the aspects, for those who don't know, a lot of aspects of the Phase 1 is adapted mostly from the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah.
Hence, the first Avengers is basically the Ultimates.
Yep.
Yep. Cameron's got y'all.
But that was, to me, that's an example of that didn't bother me at all because that was a badass gift. Fucking Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Fucking Samuel L. Jackson. What character can he not play that's badass?
Exactly. It's just how you handle it. It's just like I see I will back like 2 years ago, I was very staunch on the fact that in the Birds of Prey film, there is no reason whatsoever to race swap Dinah Lance, Black Canary, other than for this kind of purposes, for nefarious purposes, for, you know, pushing identity politics and such. And that's kind of how I'm seeing it with these race swaps now, is like, what is your intention? What is your intention behind this? Is it to actually have a good, you know, actually think that's like, okay, she's going to really nail this part, or you're just doing this for representation reasons, for arbitrary reasons that really don't matter. And it's like, and the moment that you bring up is that you race swap because, you know, Black boys and Black girls can finally have a character they can identify with, you completely lose your argument, period. Because you make it sound like me as a Black man, has not identified with characters who are not of my race throughout my entire life.
Yeah, and it goes to the point that you weren't here, but what we said earlier is Mac, I think you're closer to my age, but Generation X, we're the least racist generation that ever grew up, and we grew up watching shows that were all black cast and all
Mm-hmm.
white cast, and we never thought anything of it because the show was just good. Who cares what color they were? We
Exactly.
judged them by the content of their character, again, not by how they looked. The show was good, it was well written. A fucking Sanford and Son, that show is so racist, it's hilarious.
The same with All in
But
the
it's a
Family.
product of its time.
And it's a
However, it was a
product
product of its time.
time.
But at the same time,
Yeah.
it's like, why should you get upset over somebody calling you a name? Our adage or motto when I was growing up: "Sticks and stones will break my bones, but words,
But words will never hurt
me. Yep.
Here's another thing. I'll give you
And I
another
still
thing.
hold true to that.
Here's another thing. Everybody loved Friends. Even I loved Friends growing up, and I
fucking
completely
hated Friends.
and and everybody loved Friends growing up, and so did me. So did me, and I completely 100% identify with Chandler. I completely identify with Chandler. Even my
Dude,
mom tells me I'm basically a Chandler.
When
I don't
Empire
even
Strikes
know.
Back came out, I wanted to be Lando.
Exactly.
Hello, what have we?
I want to be Luke. I want to be-
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, it doesn't matter. You know, imagination has no bounds, has no limits.
Exactly.
yeah. And
Exactly.
side note here, I never watched Friends. I thought it was a stupid show.
I
don't
know.
know.
I'm just using that as an example.
I know.
But then again, you know,
But
I
look,
grew up in
this
HR Plus
same
and stuff.
Cobra Disney.
Yep.
Same.
I love that show.
Fucking love In Living Color. I was so upset when all the Wayneses left
Mhm.
and they ended up canceling it after just one season after they left.
What's up, Austin?
Hey,
and
awesome
it's-
one.
Yeah, basically the show that basically launched Jim Carrey's career.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
really was.
I'm
Mhm.
Fire Marshal Bill.
Let me tell you something.
I love that.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
just so good. And,
But
yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
Go for it. Go.
My brain is moving too fast. I have to wait for my
But
mouth
the
to
whole
catch up.
thing too is, if you're gonna, why race swap a character? Again, let's go back to, there are so many good black characters that we have in the Marvel universe that are just Black Marvel, Black Bolt, White Tiger, Black Knight, Nubia, Black Talon, Lightning, Racer, Vulcan, Gunhawks, Venus de Milo. All these characters were black. Why can't we get stories for any of them? They touched on Isaiah a little bit. I think that was his name, wasn't it? Isaiah Bradley.
Right.
Right. Okay.
Right.
They touched on him a little bit in the show, but he was an actual character and his story is fucking awesome. I loved those comic books, but we can't get any of their actual stories. But you're just gonna race swap characters that we already know and we're already familiar with. If Black Panther doesn't show you that you can take a Marvel black character and successfully make a movie with a basic entire cast of black, then what the hell are you looking at? That movie, to me, I liked Black Panther. I thought it
did
was a
too.
great movie.
Yeah.
I thought it was really good. I thought it was a good adaptation of some of the comics. Obviously, not the same, but it was a good adaptation. And it was hugely successful. And it wasn't hugely successful because only black people went to see the movie. It was
Exactly.
hugely successful because everybody went to see the movie.
And
Because it was
also,
a good damn movie.
on top of that, you people don't forget, what was one of the best things about Civil War? Black Panther. The
Yeah.
moment he came on screen. So
realized,
already
yeah.
he already made that impression.
Yeah.
Already he made that
Mhm.
impression.
Mhm.
So it was no surprise that Black Panther was
Hey,
going to do
Will.
so well because he made such a strong impression in Civil War, and is one of the best things about Civil War.
You don't want that, trust me.
Oh my god. Uh
Yeah.
oh. Will asked you to do that.
Well, the reason why when we were growing up, the race swap didn't matter is
Mhm.
because they were a good actor, good enough to portray that character to where we didn't see the color.
Yeah, it's
We
called
didn't
acting.
see the race swap.
It's called acting.
They were good enough to involve us and draw us into that character's story. We didn't notice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we got Luke Cage in a series. Why don't I see Luke Cage in a movie?
Yeah, we need more Luke Cage. Exactly.
I mean, I haven't seen Blue Marvel either.
Something
I
about
think
you
they were
know.
working on that. I thought they were working on Blue Marvel.
Mhm.
It's just yeah. It's just it's just ridiculous. It's just getting more and more ridiculous, and it's just
It
like.
is.
It's just like when you see another character, it's just, and I think it really highlights the fact that it's like, okay, so we have a new character brought in, or they're going to announce a specific group like Fantastic Four or X-Men. It's like, okay, who's going to be race swap? That's like the first thing. That's
Yeah.
that's the thing I hate. It's like, all right, who's going to be race swap this time?
Yeah.
I'm placing bets. We're going to have to play like
Isn't
That's
the
not
thing
what I
race
want.
swapped
That's
in the
not-
new one?
Who?
The Thing in the new Fantastic Four, and he race swapped this time.
I don't know.
Honestly,
We don't
Last
know
Yeah.
yet.
time,
Honestly,
Yeah.
it shouldn't really matter because he's a bunch of rock.
Yeah.
Can you act as a
He's a
bunch of rock?
fucking
If
rock.
you can, then great. Who cares?
If you can rock, then you can rock. Okay.
I think The Rock should play.
Dude, that would be
Thing.
fucking amazing. I would love that.
I would
The
pay
Rock
for that.
playing Rock.
Hell yeah!
Hell yeah. And I'm sure he'd do it for the
You
right
know who I
amount
would
of
like
money.
to see, and
Sam
you
Witwer
know,
naked.
oh yes, abso-fucking-lutely. But
You had to-
Matt, because I think you're in the comic books like I was when I was younger. Nightshade. You talk about a badass villain.
I have no idea. I have no idea who Nightshade was. So you're gonna have to.
Uh,
You're gonna have to.
very intelligent. Very intelligent. She was a biochemist. Hold on, I have to look it up. Give me a second.
Okay. Well, while you're looking that up, I'm going to touch on what Cameron said.
I just remember her.
Yes, they don't want us to see those characters because they can't write stories for those characters and they don't want to use what's already been written. They want to make it their story the way
Well,
modern
yeah,
audiences and
yeah,
all
and
this
that's
other
the
bullshit.
yeah. I want you to ask some. Ask Amazon how that approach is working out for them. I'm just saying.
I'll roll up a newspaper, Leia. No.
Bad Amazon. Bad Amazon.
Oh my God. The Rock should play Geode.
Oh my god.
That's good. That's a good one. I'll give you
Wins.
that one. I'll give you that one.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Geode in the Vessel, nickname Vessel.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Simply called Vessel.
Mhm.
So she first appeared in Captain America number 164. And
Okay.
apparently, I didn't know this, but apparently she was in the series Luke Cage, but I don't remember seeing her in there.
It might be a small. It might have been like a
Yeah.
small, like little cameo though.
Well, awesome one says Luke Cage is getting popular. The actor wanted to rise above being a ghetto character, and Marvel refused his request as this ruins the narrative, so they cancel it.
I see.
I thought
wanted
Luke
to
Cage
stay in the ghetto.
was pretty damn good.
I thought the kid was amazing. Yeah.
Charlie,
Yeah.
what's up, my brother?
That sucks to hear because I think it's you got something there because he really played that character
Oh yeah.
to a T. Yeah, like,
I thought he was fucking fantastic.
mhm.
Great.
Especially with that kind of build, especially.
hmm
Oh my God.
And then you know what too is they introduced Isaiah Bradley's grandson in that show too. And
Who? Milton Bradley?
you know what?
I
No,
don't. I have no idea.
but no, because I
Milton
did.
Bradley is a board game maker.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Milton Bradley. Same with Parker Brothers. Yeah, I'm thinking of the Parker Brothers.
Yeah.
Those are
Sorry.
the
But-
Peters from Spider-Man: No Way Home. The Parker brothers.
Oh my gosh. But no, they introduced Isaiah Bradley's grandson, and in the comics that he turns into Patriot.
Right.
So I wonder if we're going to see more of him down the line as well. But just like with them, and I don't know how you feel about this, Mac, but
Sure.
I was a little upset that they fast forwarded to me a little too much and made Falcon Captain America, because
I understand that. I get it, because I understand that they are following close to the comics, and that's how Cap is, and that's how it was in the comics. However, I mean, yeah, he becomes Falcon in the comics. That was during during the all new, all different Marvel time, and so they are sticking close to that. I understand.
Yeah.
However, I do still believe that, Falcon was his own character.
Yeah, and it was a
that
great
being
character.
a damn good character, and it kind of, unfortunately, it downplay, and it might be a case where it just kind of downplays it.
It does, and that was the point that I was going to make. Is Falcon is a great character by himself.
Yeah.
In the comics, before Falcon becomes holds the mantle of Captain America, when Steve Rogers dies, it goes to
Bucky. It actually makes
Bucky.
sense, because they did an entire arc of that. They did an entire run of Winter Soldier.
Yep. And
with
then
Bucky
from
taking over the mantle.
Bucky, it goes to Falcon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's I just feel that that's what they should have done here.
Right.
They should have taken it and let Bucky be the next Captain America, and then from Bucky the mantle gets passed to Falcon. Because then you get more Falcon story, and Falcon is just, I always liked that character. I thought it was a great character.
Same here, because
Yeah.
Anthony Mackie really nailed it. Like, he nailed it in every
Yeah.
single film he's in.
He
I
did.
just refuse to watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, just because I prefer that they did switch over. That was like, I really want to be Bucky, just because he's more deserving of it, and because he knows Steve longer than Sam has.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
Sam
watched
is
it.
such a strong character in his own right as Falcon. It's like, don't
Yeah, and
use
then they threw
that.
in all the race bullshit.
Yeah.
You gotta do better. Fuck off. Sorry.
And then, we tried to make it like a buddy cop movie.
Yeah, and they brought in that was like, because I feel like they ruined Bucky's character, because he was like, Bucky has such a great arc and such a great character with him, and I think you could have done a whole redemption arc for him way better than they did in the show. And then of course bringing in whoever the ginger was who played Amphi's Nest in Solo. Freckles Jesus, and basically trying to sympathize with her character, thinking the
like,
T-word, the terror stuff that she's been doing was in the right. It's just
because they just can't have a character be just a villain.
well, they also can't have a female character actually have flaws.
They have to
Or
make
actually
the
be,
villain. They have to make you sympathetic to the villain. Something happened to them when they were young, turned them into a villain, make them kill all these people, but we're supposed to feel sorry for them. No, fucking kill a bunch of people. Fucking hang them.
He's a villain. They're villains, and you can make him sympathetic, but it still shouldn't take away the fact
Shove a
that
bazooka up her ass and shoot her to the.
they still.
Wow.
I mean, I wouldn't go that far.
It'd be a
but,
neat show.
Just yeah, it's just like the
Think of all
fear, the fear
confetti
of
flying around.
Yeah, yes, a Cambrian.
yeah, but Daryl, there's gonna be a lot of blood with that confetti. I'm just saying, a lot of blood and organs and all that stuff. You think
Well, just
little-
invite,
it's gonna-
just
it's
invite
gonna
the
be a bit of a
vampire
me-
clubs.
it's gonna be a bit of a mess to clean up? Okay,
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
invite the vampire clubs. They'll just dance around in it. You know,
Yeah.
that'll be a party.
It'll be a mess to clean up. You know, it's like, oh, yeah.
But
All right,
this
it's gonna rain
this right
sometime.
here, this right here, Finn. That was such a disappointment.
Finn is
My
one
God,
That
of
I
the
could go on
story-
about
one of
that
the
for
worst.
days.
Yeah, I know. We'll be
Could
no,
have
we'll be
been
here all
so
night.
great.
We'll be
That
here all
story
night.
could have been so great.
Oh, a former stormtrooper that turns into a Jedi.
So
I was
it is-
stoked.
it is the worst. It is hands down one of the, if not the worst thing that has happened in the sequel trilogy, is the complete, and I mean complete, butchering of a character with so much potential. As you said,
Yeah.
Daryl, you have a story, because we have never seen that before. Maybe in the EU, but really, we've never seen an idea like that before. A defected stormtrooper finding out that he is force sensitive.
Yeah,
Mhm.
the closest thing we
You
got to
can
that was
build
in
a
the,
second Luke. He could have been the second Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
He really
He could
could have
have.
been this modern day Luke Skywalker, and he would have nailed it, because you would have saw his journey, how him dealing with this. You know, seeing him get that lightsaber was great. I love that. But
Yeah,
it's just
I mean, I
it's so
agree.
much squandered. They squandered it so bad
yeah.
in the
I
Last
mean,
Jedi. It
Force-
pisses me
that's the
off.
only reason The Force Awakens was the
Come on.
easiest of them to watch.
It
Because-
was the easiest of them to watch until you look back, until you look back years from now and realize you end up hating it more, like I do. I actually end up hating it more.
Well, I haven't watched them in a long time, and I won't because
Real
just
quick,
'cause.
Blue, check your Discord.
The
It's just like there's
No,
so many.
yeah,
It's just.
I agree. They
Fuck,
squandered
man.
the piss out of it. You know, in the first one, he had the potential. In the second one, he was just
You
the
could
Ray
just-
guy
You would,
and the
you
chicken
would
shit.
have something here. It's like you could. It's like I know there have been multiple videos. There have been multiple videos over the years of how you could have written Finn better, how you could have
Oh,
done
yeah.
it better.
Junior
And
High
my
kids could have written Finn
stand-
better.
I stand by what I stand by what I've said. Rey should have accepted her destiny. She'd have accepted her destiny and say, realized that make her evil.
Yes,
This would have been perfect.
And Finn
Make
would have
her an
risen
evil.
up.
Make
and Finn would have been the Skywalker that rose up.
Yeah.
just finding out
Right there.
that, you know, and I would say this, yes, have her go completely over to the dark side in The Last Jedi, to the point where she actually kills Luke, where she turns her back on everyone.
Mhm.
And gets into the third, like have this situation where she just defects. She completely defects. She realizes what her power level is. She realizes that, you know, she is truly evil. She is evil. She is of the dark side. She kills off. Whoa! What's
Oh. Echo.
yeah, echo. She
God.
kills. Of course, she kills Luke. She kills Leia. She kills the most of the. It should have been an event where she completely turns on everyone.
And
Kills.
nobody knew
Kills
it until she
Ben.
killed everybody.
Yeah, it's just like just like a out of left field moment, but
Yeah.
it made perfect sense. You have those subtle moments where
dude,
she
that
just
was-
realized
oh.
how powerful she truly is and how dark she truly is, and make it so that it's a situation where Finn is one of the few people who survived the assault.
Mm-hmm.
Realizing
would've been
his,
a
and then
twist.
realizing that he is the only person who can bring her down.
Yeah.
And it
That
also
would've
could be
been
to a
the
point
ultimate
where
twist.
it can also be a point to where Rey could, where it's something that Rey would have wanted, that Rey realized that side of her just she is completely gone. She's completely gone. There's no turning back, and that the only way to stop her is to have Finn realize his destiny and be the one to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Set her in a way, set her free.
And her
Yeah.
turning to the dark side would have been I mean, it would have rivaled the twist of Darth Vader. being
It would have
the
been
Father.
perfect. It would have been
Oh my
absolutely
God.
fantastic, and you would have handled it so incredibly well.
Oh,
Especially if it was
absolutely.
well written. It would have been like that. It would have had that same. It would have had a similar impact as
Yes.
the original trilogy.
'Cause
If you went that
everybody
route.
would be like, oh, "No way!" Everybody
Mhm.
would have done that.
Yeah, it would have been like that.
Just
But
think
at the
about him
same
getting
time,
killed.
but here's the thing, Daryl. If it was under better writing, you would have saw those seeds planted during the Force Awakens.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yep.
think about it. You would have saw they would have planted those seeds in the Force Awakens. Those subtle hints. You would have to get back because, like, okay, now you see where she's starting to turn. It's a
Mhm.
similar way with Revenge of the Sith. But I would
Yeah.
see TFA as an episode, as like not as a retreading of Episode 4, but a retreading of basically if Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, would have been done differently. A mixture of Episode 4 and Episode 2, where
Mhm.
you have The Last Jedi basically be a different another version of Revenge of the Sith,
Mhm.
this time with Rey's character, because you cannot have a character that is this OP, this powerful, and make her a hero.
Yes, you
Mhm.
can.
You can't. It doesn't
Yes, you
work.
can.
And she has nothing to it. She has had not a single moment. I'm sorry. She has not had a moment of struggle.
Mhm.
Finn has.
We never got her
Everyone
ass
else has.
Oh no, I agree, but you can because your name's Disney and you just give her the power.
Mhm.
It's like
Hey,
talking
Blue!
about
Hello.
the- sorry.
Hey, Blue.
You're my girl, Purple.
You're my boy, Blue.
Blue.
Uh,
Blue, you're my boy.
But yeah, what I would have done, my opinion, is made both Rey and Finn a Jedi. Sorted from the beginning.
Mhm.
And then you would have to make Poe even better. He would have been the only human character and made him stand out more. And I would have made Kylo Ren's lightsaber like a bit more of a cross guard.
I would have had
and
I
not-
would have had her kill Kylo. Like when Kylo Ren killed
Yeah.
who was
I'd have had
fake
Chewie.
killed Snoke, she would have killed
Yes.
him. She would have realized that
yeah,
know,
when
you're
he
right.
reaches
This
his hand
would've-
out, says the only way is to come with me, and she reaches out and just cleaves his arm off.
it just
he's like,
kills him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
"Oh,
like
oh,
yeah, I
runs through-
understand.
Oh God, yeah, that would have been epic.
Or the
Well-
better way is you just have Chewie go with her, and then you have Chewie kill him, and then we finally
Mhm.
get to see a Wookiee rip someone's arms out the socket.
Yeah,
That's
and then
what I
just
want.
find
We should've
out
done
that
that in
like
Force
well,
Awakens.
just like during that whole escape,
Mhm.
when like the ship just like all the explosions and such like that, have that moment where Rey just pulls a 180. Rey just finally just pulls that 180 and just takes him out and just takes out Chewie, takes out everyone on board.
Dude,
It's just
I
like
was
a
waiting.
bait and switch, like a 180, you know?
I was waiting when Han got killed for Chewie to just go fucking animal
Yep.
and just start ripping
Same.
people to pieces.
Yeah.
I was
I
waiting
wanted
for
to
that.
see.
And I was like, and then after Leia walks right by Chewie, doesn't say anything to him, and goes to Rey and hugs her. I was like, what the fuck is this bullshit?
because you
She-
never hug a pissed off Wookiee. That's why.
Or
Even if
no,
it knows
or
it,
it
might rip
play
it
it
off.
matter.
play
Grievance, grievance.
you know have that scene happen, but have Rey just kind of play it up when they when they head to that salt planet and she frees them from the caverns. She's playing it up
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
a
She's playing
you
the
know
imposter, the good guy.
she's playing an
Oh, yeah.
imposter the entire time,
Mm-hmm.
manipulating them.
Yes. And then
Like-
the rebels
Rey
look-
had a
Like
great story.
Palpatine did in the prequels.
But Grey had a great story. I loved her in episode 7. I loved all the beginning bit. And then they just ruined her.
Mhm.
And I was like, why did you do this? Why
Yeah.
are you just having Finn
lot
go
of-
around
I-
screaming, Rey?
I liked
Rey!
the Ray from nowhere. The Ray nobody.
Same. I loved
That's
the bit
what I
in the
wanted.
she marks off each day. I loved that. Like all the days she's
Yeah.
been there once a day, scratches a
Mhm.
mark. I was like, you have a great dark side character here who can like be the actual balance, be something we haven't
Yeah.
seen. But instead, no, you was going to make her a Kenobi, make her a Qui-Gon, but you made her a Palpatine, which
Yeah.
made no sense because Palpatine was dead. And in my opinion, it was a great time to either introduce Darth Talon or
Yeah.
Dude, I was looking
Introduce a
forward to that
brand
because I
new Sith.
wanted that.
Mhm.
Yeah, or a brand new Sith. Make one up like
Yeah.
you did with Kylo Ren. You basically took Luke's child and Han's children and shoved them into an emo kid.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's the
It's
one
another
thing
waste
that
of potentials.
really, really upset me. That it's like, oh yeah, we're gonna pay. We're gonna, keep in mind the EU books, and we're not, even though they're not canon anymore, but there's some good stuff in there. Blah 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 blah, and then we're just gonna throw it all out the window like Georgia scripts. And
I was just like,
do
think
our own
about
thing,
that.
which
Just
fucked
think
it
about
all
all
up.
that. Just like I now I'm starting to think about how if we went to that idea where she manipulated at the end of the Last Jedi, and then I could see it where like one of the first people to find out, to start kind of pulling the pieces together, what's going on, would be Rose Tico.
Oh,
Rose Tico and Finn
Oh.
would start finding out immediately, and she would just kill them both.
She is the single worst character in the sequel trilogy because she makes me sick to my stomach.
Right,
To
and I
be a
think
rebel and not to let somebody go is basically saying, I'm an Imperial, you are my prisoner, you are staying on this ship.
yeah, and it's
I
just
want
like
you to rip the throat.
Yeah.
Sorry, dude.
No,
sorry,
you're
it's just like yeah, I was like, you know what, it would have been a lot better if you kept Paige alive, or if you would have story would have focused on Paige
Tali.
Tico instead of
Or
her
Tali.
sister.
Yeah, or kept Tali alive, the other pilot, and instead of
Or-
Finn and Poe and her going off, it should have been Poe and Tali going off to that rich planet, because I was like, oh my god, this Tali looks awesome. She's got like lines. Is she going to be main character? No, we're going to kill her. And then make her a hero on Battlefront.
Let's go to a rich planet to find a code breaker while our friends are being shot at and followed, but we escaped. Instead of getting help, we're going to get a code breaker so we can sneak on the Imperial ship.
Yeah, and then just have a
instead of going after fucking help.
Let's have
And a storyline that ended nowhere.
And
It was
bring in a
pointless.
fucking bring in
Let the enemies go, well, fuck the kids, right?
yeah, and bringing in a completely worthless, useless, and insulting character like Admiral Holdo.
Oh God!
And just almost destroy canon. Not only demeaning Poe's character, but almost completely destroying canon with one single move.
Yeah.
She was the blue-haired whale.
Well,
chick.
you know why?
I was like,
you know
But
why?
She was the only one in there with dyed hair.
You know why in the sequel trilogy, why one of the biggest reasons I will never accept Rey as a Skywalker, aside from the fact that she's not and she's just a horrible character, is because she never lost a limb.
That's true.
Think about it.
You want to be a Skywalker family, you got to lose something.
You got to lose a limb to be a Skywalker.
It's kind of like taking the mantle, kind of like being a Spider character is like you have to face tragedy at some point in your life.
Yeah. Well, it's like there's a line from that movie, The Core. If you haven't seen The Core, I recommend it. It's really good. But this commander is talking to his pilot, and she's wanting to be a commander, but he's like, you're too good. You've never lost, and you're not a leader until you've lost. Because you got to know what that's like.
Until you face hardship, until you faced a moment losing somebody, losing in something important.
Yeah,
you can't understand what it's like. And I think and I think that's something they should have explored so much more with Finn's character, is like what his life was like being a stormtrooper. And I know they basically denigrated to being a freaking janitor, which is slightly the R word, kind of like
sanitation. You couldn't make it like a ship mechanic or something.
Yeah, and just like dealing with that hardship, like having to deal with what was it, Captain Fat? What was her name? What the hell?
Brianna Farr.
Sorry.
What was her name?
I apologize, Mark.
That's what she's named as.
Captain
Phasma.
Yeah, Captain Phasma. Have it so that maybe show that she'll have moments where he was he was suffering abuse from Captain Phasma for
Yeah,
failing a
there was
mission,
no
where
flashbacks to that.
Phasma almost killed him multiple times for it, but his
Yeah.
life was spared.
Mhm.
You know, something to think about that.
And can
Oh,
we
yeah,
talk about
absolutely.
the wasted potential of her? Because oh my god,
Oh,
Brienne
yeah.
of Tarth is like one of the best characters in Game of Thrones, and I found out it was Phasma.
Yeah.
I was like, yes, she's going to kick ass. I'm a rebel, but rebels are going to die, and she's
And keeping
basically
with
a
the
shit Boba Fett.
back then
Yeah.
the all whammon and power thing when the Last Jedi was made, they should have made Phasma and Rey go at each other. And
I
then
agree,
Phasma
and
would have
I
kicked
just-
Rey's ass.
And her
That would have
staff
been
should have been
acceptable.
Beskar. Her staff should have been Beskar to block a lightsaber as well, just to show how like
I
unique
don't know.
and
It's just
badass she
like,
is.
I don't know. I'm still kind of laying on this idea of, Rey fully embracing her destiny, going to the dark side, killing everyone,
She
turning
should
her
have.
back on everyone,
What?
but making it. But hold on. I'm
Sounds
just.
like somebody needs to write a fan film.
But what I'm saying is that make Finn realize, become a full-fledged Jedi at her request, almost like a subtle way. Is like that last piece of Rey is still there, and Finn tries so hard to reach out to that piece of Rey that's still left, and it's like realizing that Rey is so far gone at this point.
Oh yeah.
And it's like understanding like the only way to set Rey free, the only way to ease the pain and trauma is to kill her, basically. And I think that's what and I think in a way that's what she would have wanted Finn to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's just like as a way, and also you can also tie that as kind of a almost in a way as a tragic relationship, because probably deep down she probably was in love with Finn, and that was the only way to please kill me. I want you to kill me because this is I'm so far gone. I'm going to continue destroying the world, and I want you to please end me because that will set me free.
And that reminds me
Sorry.
that kind of you saying that makes me think of the Clone Wars when Barriss asked Ahsoka to kill her. When we see that happen, and Ahsoka obviously didn't kill her because she had the brain worm. And then further down the line, when we get to season 5 and we find out it's Barriss that betrayed Ahsoka and set her up, it makes you wonder, did Ahsoka regret not killing Barriss? Because
I think she didn't regret it.
Yeah, but it was because of Barriss that all that crap happened to her. And she had to clear her name. She got kicked out of the Jedi. It was a lot. You're right. They didn't capitalize on it, but that's something too that I think they could capitalize on is bring Barriss into live action.
They could have made her an Inquisitor.
Yeah,
because she was the perfect candidate for it. And
yeah.
Going off what little buddy said, I'd have had Rey kill Luke. And the reason I'd have had Rey kill Luke is at the end of episode 7, I would have had Kylo kick the absolute shit out of both of them, Rey and Finn. And then the moment Rey has pulling the lightsaber, I'd have had Luke do it instead. And Luke saved both their lives, but Rey can't let go of Kylo beating her one-on-one.
Right.
And Luke, and then that introduces Luke in a great way, and you get Luke with 2 lightsabers like Anakin does.
Yeah,
in
dual
episode
saber.
2.
Yep.
And then kick the crap out of Kylo. Then he takes them back to where he's hiding. Tries to train them both. Well, actually, no. That's what I'd done. Had them train them both, have Finn be better. But Rey keeps slipping. And at the end of episode 8, Kylo shows up. They all fight. But Kylo convinces her to come with him. But then Rey just kills Luke. Turn to the dark side. And then that would have obviously pissed people off more, but I'd have been happy.
But it would have been a better story.
It would have been much better. I agree.
And then have Rey kill Kylo at the same time. Have her kill Luke, And then Kylo questions her like, "Why did you do that? That was that was what I was meant to do." And then Rey just kills Kylo. Goes back to Snoke.
Goes back to Snoke, and yeah,
Which
just
is another story that another character who was pointless.
completely.
Yes, and I had a great story for him, and it would have tied in with Rebels when Ezra and Thrawn go to the unknown regions.
Mhm.
That's where Snoke was, and that's how Snoke knows about the big power gap in the galaxies because
Mhm.
he talked with
Ah.
Ezra and Thrawn, and that's why he comes from the unknown regions, this big alien entity, to take the power. And it would have introduced Ezra and Thrawn in live action in the sequel trilogy.
That would have been pretty sweet.
That would have worked immensely.
Yeah.
And 2 more
Like,
characters.
There's so many
Mara
routes
Jade.
to go. I mean, there's so many routes they could have gone to make the story so much better. Even if they wanted to make it original, I mean, they could have
Yep.
went with the Ray, the twist with Ray. That would have been fucking awesome. But no, they made the most boring, stupid,
Mhm.
not connected to anything. The 3 movies did not even seem like they were a trilogy.
The only one bit that connected was the worst movie, Episode 8, and that's what Yoda says. And about remember what I told you,
Mhm.
pass on what you have learned. That was the only thing to me that connected
Yeah.
everything. But that was it. Like same with the dice, they show it in Solo, and that's it. We get no
Mhm.
other story because they're not doing anything more with Solo or the sequel trilogy, which I'm glad.
Nope.
nor
Yeah.
any film. Like
Yeah.
you heard from D23, many of there's not going to be any Star Wars films in the pipeline for a long time now. It's just like it's just going to denigrate to, Disney Plus.
Exactly, and that's what annoys me is I was so looking forward to a part 2 to Solo to meet a young Boba Fett in his prime.
Transmission intercept.
Like a bantha.
Like
Yeah,
a
it said what we
bantha.
got. It said what did we get? It said what did we get? What did we get?
Like a
Yeah.
bantha.
Mm.
Same with Kenobi. I'm a huge Obi-Wan fan. I love that man more than
Yeah.
I love most people.
Reba's a terrible character.
They came up with the biggest plot hole in all of Star Wars.
Yes.
Like all they had to do was connect the dots with Bail Organa and Leia and Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
and that was
they
it.
also basically they really devalued the significance of why he's on Tatooine in the first place.
Mhm.
It's not because
I
of
don't-
him, it's because of Reba. It's like
And she was another wasted potential of a great
Wasted.
character.
Yep.
have her killed off would have been the greatest thing. It would have been
Yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
She should not have survived that fight with Vader.
I mean, come on. How many people have survived getting stabbed in the stomach by a lightsaber? Fucking
Not many.
Qui-Gon.
Same goes with Ahsoka. Ahsoka should have died in Rebels. And I'm
Yeah.
kind of with you.
No, I'm not. That I
Well-
don't mind because Ahsoka there was a whole actual great story to that. But what it was with
Yeah.
Reva is they said she tapped into the dark side. She was a goddamn bloody Padawan who was just learning the
She was a
light side.
Padawan who probably survived the
She wasn't
younglings
even-
killing.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
she
she
wasn't
wasn't.
even a Padawan yet, was she?
She
She
was
was
a
still a
youngling.
youngling.
Yeah,
She's
she
just a
knew nothing
youngling.
of the Force. Like she knew nothing at all, but yet she can tap into the dark side and survive because that's how strong her hate is. If that's how strong her hate is, why didn't she just actually kill the Grand Inquisitor? Which, by the way, is the only good bit in that show.
Yeah.
Was where he gets stabbed. If you watch Rebels, when you see Kanan kick him, he holds the side where he was stabbed.
Uh-huh.
That's the only good thing. But besides that, the fifth brother. Oh, my soul was broken. You get someone as famous as I forgot the actor's name, who played Han in Fast and Furious,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't have him do anything but stand
Sung
there.
Kang, yeah.
Sung Kang. You have Sung Kang come in, a great martial artist, a great fighter, and have him stand around telling Reva off like it's a father,
Yeah.
like a daddy-daughter thing. Ugh.
It was so cringe.
That's my stuff. It's like it's like yeah, and then think about with Andor. I was like, I would rather have if you're gonna do a character from if you want to do a show based on characters from Rogue One, I think we can all unanimously agree we would want to be on Donnie Yen's character,
Which one was that?
the
The-
blind, the
The
blind,
blind
one.
dude.
Yes. Oh, I am one with the Force. The Force is
Nothing
one with
else is
me.
me.
Yes.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. I want a story with him.
Yeah,
Yes.
same with Jin. I wanted a pre-story for Jin.
My problem with Jin Erso was just that she was too bland of a
That was
hero.
her
I
character,
just
though.
Mhm.
That was her point, though. She was meant to be bland,
yeah.
and that's what I liked about her. She was different, and then she grew towards the end. And then the best thing about Rogue One was everyone died.
Yeah, that was the whole thing at the end. The Vader
Mhm.
scene at the end. It was like
I
okay,
was just like, okay,
it's
okay,
still
let's go Disney.
like if this was up to me, I would have made it so that both Rogue One and The Force Unleashed was canon. Like both of those tie in because I think it's like a lot of this like you guys don't think about it, is like a lot of stuff that's been going on with the Disney Plus shows. Most of it has been prequels to the original trilogy because they can't touch the original trilogy. They're not allowed. It's like the same way with Amazon not allowed to touch the Third Age, so they're going to ruin everything around it that leads up to the original trilogy. And it's like,
Mhm.
you know, there's a lot of great things that led up to the original trilogy that they could have adapted. One of which is that me personally, I would have loved if The Force Unleashed was canon. Just
Same.
because I think Galen Merrick is a great character, just because I really like Galen Merrick's
Yeah.
character, and I like how
and-
they set it up.
And that's another one
Menace.
I would like to see a story of.
After, is he actually a clone or not? Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
you don't fully know. Like, the only way you know is if you do the dark side ending
yeah,
and another clone shows up. But then if you don't do that, is he actually a clone or is he actually Galen Merrick? There was no answer. And it's like a lot of people don't like Mass Effect Andromeda, but it's the same with that game. It flopped compared to what they wanted, so they just stopped the story. And I'm just like, why do people keep doing this? Stop giving
Mhm.
us great content, stopping it, then replacing it with feminist Hollywood bullshit.
because
Like,
I
Yeah.
like that with the light side ending to Force Unleashed 2 was a good way to kind of set up what happens in the original trilogy in the same way that Rogue One did. I like that if they've some way that they could be able to make both of those canon and be able to kind of weave that in where you have this one, maybe have Rogue One thing where they do get the plans for the Death Star, and then have something like, you know, what happened in Force Unleashed 2 happen at the same time to help set up both of those being
Yeah.
great setups to the
I
OT.
agree.
Well, there was supposed to be a Force Unleashed 3, and then
Yeah.
Disney bought out Lucas, and it stopped.
Mhm.
Yeah, what Disney need to go do is go back to the late 90s, early 2000s.
LucasArts. old school.
Watch Xena the Warrior Princess, watch
Mm-hmm.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, watch Stargate SG-1 for Amanda Tapping as Samantha Carter. 3 great, strong female characters. Samantha
Yeah.
Carter was surrounded by men and could kick the shit out of any one of them. She
Mhm.
was a scientist and a captain. Like, we don't need this to make women better than men and men better than women.
No,
Like,
and
we
that's-
don't give
and
a
that's-
fuck.
Mm-mm.
That's kind of a weird thing I want to bring up. It's just like it's like okay, it's like yeah, I get it. It's like you want to make women strong to act like men, but you have this case of where if you have a female character who is around men but they hate men, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah. They
you don't see
mind.
that in anime a
makes no
lot. I don't
sense.
see
No. Go watch, like, I'm watching Arrow and Flash and the first season of those, and it's great because it's well balanced. Like,
Mhm.
most of the strongest female strong characters in season 1 of Arrow are female.
Yeah.
And same with Supergirl. Supergirl had a great standing, and then they just went and made it about lesbian relationships.
Mhm.
And I was just
they
sort of
dropped
like,
the ball the second season.
I was like, no,
And
the
with
second
it-
season was great. It's the third season where they focused so much on it. I wanted to
okay.
rip my guts out.
My problem, like I said, my problem with Arrow immediately dropped the ball right after Oliver was killed off in the mid-season finale by Ra's al Ghul because they turned it straight into let's just focus on it's a CW show. Let's focus on the illicity shipping. And I was like, that got grating real quick.
Mm-hmm.
And also because because that shipping did ruin Felicity's character too.
Oh yeah.
Well, they have so many examples of how they can write a strong female character without her being manly and without her being
Mhm.
gay, but they just refuse to do it. They refuse to
it's-
look at what strong women really are. And
Mhm.
they just want to make them, okay, we'll make this character a man. And then after they've written it all out, they say, no, let's make it a woman. But they don't change anything and add any femininity to it.
No, it's like She-Twerk. I completely hate it.
Yeah.
I refuse to call her
Just
She-Hulk.
fuck
She is.
right off. Sorry.
It's
I am-
like, no, it's all good. No, I'm with you, bro. I'm 100% with you because, for one, She-Hulk doesn't turn back into Jennifer at all. She is She-Hulk permanently. Two, She-Hulk doesn't have a hatred for men because She-Hulk
No.
is the biggest slut in the Marvel universe.
Yeah.
She literally,
She
in the
is.
comics, goes around and fucks all the men that she can.
She
Mhm.
And-
is, but the part is that the thing is that she embraces it. She embraces it,
she
and
don't
actually,
care.
she becomes a strong. She's a strong She's a very strong and empowered character because of it.
Yeah, like the line in the
Mhm.
show that just ruined it for me. I've only watched 2 episodes. Is I need to keep my anger in check because men make me angry, and I was just like, Disney, could you like just alienate all your ordered, all your Marvel
Yeah.
fans even more with that one line?
Mhm.
And
Yeah, exactly. It's like you want just for once in your freaking life, Disney, to actually write a female character, like an actual act
Black
like an
Widow.
actual.
but that's the only one. Is Black Widow and Scarlet Witch are the only two that were great characters, but they
Well,
ki-
yeah, up until recently.
until recently, well, Scarlet Witch was great until they killed her. She finally became the Scarlet Witch, and then they killed my baby.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. That was
See, and that's why I don't want Disney to make an X-Men movie.
No, 'cause
they're
they will
X-Men-
going to destroy
X-Men
these
was
characters so bad.
my
It's going to be such a bad.
introduction into comic books.
Mhm.
It was X-Men in the 90s, well, late 80s, early 90s. That was my introduction into comic books. That's what got me into comic books was X-Men. And the movies that they came out with were okay.
The
They
first
were
two
nothing
were
I
great.
would. All I'm gonna say is.
They
All I'm gonna say is I miss the days when Origins Wolverine was the worst X-Men film.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And now you look at it as a masterpiece.
I know.
Yeah, right. But when you got into X-Men First Class, that was good.
First Class,
I
That
like
was
that.
great.
X-Men
Phenomenal.
Days of Future Past, in my opinion,
Best.
the best one.
One.
The best
Period. Best.
I love Days of Future Past. It is so good.
Mhm.
And you take those two movies, which to me are the pinnacle of X-Men movies. Those are the two best. And before it, you got mediocre. That was their attempt at it. And then after it, you get really not great movies at all. Apocalypse and
Dark
Phoenix and Dark Phoenix were horrible movies.
Oh.
And this is the second time that's happened. This is the
Yeah.
second
Yeah.
time that they ruined Phoenix Saga. They
Yeah.
completely butchered
And
it.
it's not that difficult. The fucking
It's
90s
not.
cartoon did it.
Yep.
Yeah, they
did it.
did
And
it.
they did it well. How can you not just adapt what the 90s cartoon did and
And
you
if
got a
you-
good fucking movie?
And to be
Oh,
fair,
yeah, and if-
God.
to be fair, that was to be fair, the whole Dark Phoenix saga is the best, is to be the best storyline in the cartoon. Is it when they just go full off the rails and go into
Yeah.
space? I'm like, yes, this is
Yep.
perfect.
This is, but that was my issue with Phoenix. Is what they could have done to save the movie, make it 2 films.
hmm
Same with I will forever say this. I am not the biggest fan of Attack of the Clones because to me that movie should have been 2 parts.
And to be fair, they to be fair, like you could look at X2 as like part 1.
Hey, boy.
Of that.
X-Men 2 is
X United,
my
yeah.
favorite X-Men film. Just the second.
That was a
film
perfect setup.
Introduces Nightcrawler.
Mhm.
My boy Blue. I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
saw your line, Arlena,
Yes.
but he's my boy.
You know, and I that's the one thing too is, Disney has all these wonderful, wonderful X-Men characters.
Mhm.
Just
Yep.
fantastic fucking characters.
Even Jubilee,
Even
the power
Jubilee,
of sparkles.
even Kitty Pryde. I mean, I like Kitty Pryde.
Titty
Sorry.
First,
Pride?
I thought you.
I said Kitty Pryde.
I am on
I
board with
was like,
this.
excuse me.
I
What was
support
that?
this.
Sorry.
Kitty
I'm
Pryde.
down with Derelict,
Oh
and
my
I approve of
God.
Kitty
I'm
Pryde.
with Derelict on this one. I was like, what?
I think we just made a parody film.
Oh my God.
No.
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde and Moon Grey.
But I'm so scared that
Titty Pride and Moon. Hey.
they're gonna race or gender swap some of these great characters.
Yep.
And there's no need to, because the X-Men is very diverse.
It
Period.
is going to be. It is going to be. They're
It's
going
gonna
to be.
be-
I guarantee you, by the time they make it to the Phoenix Saga, it is going to be 3 for 3. They are going to
Yeah.
screw it up even worse.
It's
Yeah.
not going to be Scott Summers anymore. It's going to be Scarlet Summers and Jean Grey. And we're going to turn
No,
them into the
it's
lesbian
just
fantasy
no.
football.
They're going to do what they did in the comics. They're going to have a basically a 3-way with Scott, Logan, and Jean.
Mm.
Yeah, but see, that was great in the first X-Men.
Damn,
film,
that's gonna
and the
hurt.
second one.
Yeah, no, it's in the comics. It's
It's
in the
in the
comics.
comics, yeah.
It's in the whole. It was during Jonathan Hickman's Powers of X. It started from there.
And if you aren't
Awesome.
seen it, go watch X-Men Evolution.
hmm
If you've not seen X-Men Evolution, I recommend it. That is a great version
X-Men
of the
Evolution
That was a
is
great one, too.
excellent. I would say Wolverine the X-Men is actually just as good too.
Yep.
The anime adaptation of X-Men was awesome.
I didn't know they had an
Just
anime.
right into
adaptation.
There's an anime adaptation of X-Men.
Oh,
It's like one of the
Wolverine-
best
Wolverine
looking.
becomes an orc.
I was gonna say one of the best looking storms you'll ever
Yeah.
see.
Wolverine
And
becomes
see,
an
that's-
orc.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
God. He does, and he goes,
That's-
walks right into Magnus' fortress.
That's something else that Disney is obviously going to fuck up
Storm.
because they already have. Storm and Black Panther. Hello,
hmm
that was a
Ugh.
great story.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great story, and well, they've already fucked it up. So
Oh,
Yeah, and unfortunately, because not doing the right thing and just having T'Challa, having the character, have someone else play T'Challa is much better than,
Giving it to his
what
sister.
they do. Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
She shouldn't get it until she's an adult, like they did in the Avengers cartoon I watched. Like, when she was an adult, T'Challa got dethroned and then she became the queen. But he
Mhm.
was still Black Panther, and I was like, why can't you do this?
But the
Yeah.
way they are now, she would be king.
Ugh.
There's
Just like the
oh,
Woman King. Just like the
who's
Woman
the
King,
guy
by the
who
way?
plays? Who's the guy who plays Malcolm Merlin now in Arrow? What's his name?
Just like King Valkyrie.
He's in. I know who you're talking about because he's in. Because he's Captain Jack in.
Yeah,
Doctor Who.
Right, he was on I'm
Oh,
a Celebrity,
I thought
Get
you
Me
meant
Out of
Captain
Here.
Jack.
No, not Captain Jack. No, Captain Jack in Doctor Who.
Cap-
He was in the 13th. He was
Yeah,
in the.
he was
third-
basically on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and at the beginning
Mm-hmm.
they do the interview about, do you want to be king? And he
John
comes and goes,
Barrowman.
I want to be both
John
king
Barrowman.
and queen of the jungle. Fabulous! And I was like, there you go.
John Barrowman.
Oh my God.
That's who you're thinking of.
John Barrowman, yeah, he was like, I want to be both king and queen, and that sold me on him. I was like, that's fantastic, best line.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Daryl has to go, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up. Mac, you got anything coming up?
I may go live tomorrow. To do an afternoon draw stream to get ready for next season. Season 8's going to drop. We're going to start season 8 on Sunday, September 25th. So I got a lot of work to cut out. I got my work cut out for me. I'm probably not going to go live on Twitch tonight anyway. So I'm just going to get some
That's
work
cool.
done. So that's just over.
I've just got one request. Daryl,
Yes.
do it.
What?
Do it.
Can I get a hell yeah?
Oh, hell yeah.
Daryl 316.
Yeah, that's it.
Blue, you
much,
got
yeah.
any streams coming up on Twitch?
Oh, God, no, I haven't streamed in forever.
Oh, really?
You need
Yeah.
to.
Damn.
I streamed on my channel. I have like 8 streams planned in my head. I want to do a complete Rings of Power breakdown because I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd. And as soon as they mentioned certain names, I was like, I need to do a YouTube stream. I need to do a YouTube stream. Get this
Well,
done, Blue.
you could always join me and Arwen on Shield
Join the
Maidens
Shield Maidens on
Monday.
Monday.
Oh hell yeah! Because yeah,
Hell
from
yeah.
Rings of Power, my favorite show this year so far.
Tuh.
Like without,
I've
I know
s-
like everyone's gonna be like House of Dragon. Yeah, House of Dragon is great.
I,
Don't get me
I,
wrong, but-
I assume you beat it unironically, right?
No. I love Rings of Power. I love Rings of Power.
Oh
Okay.
my God. Yeah, you definitely need to come on the show then.
Yes. They need an opposing view.
We need an opposing view. Yep.
That's fine.
Yes.
Like, but don't forget, I'm also from a different generation.
That's
How
fair.
old are you, Blue? If you don't mind me asking.
27.
Well, you're not that much of a different generation. My daughter's 28.
Yeah, but I'm from like the 90s, like where I was just started glancing Lord of the Rings books. So I've
I'm a
seen like,
millennial
all these
too.
characters. And stuff.
Come on now.
Oh my Lanta.
Oh my
All right. So for me, you guys know Monday we got Shield Maidens on Arwen's channel. And Tuesday, the VacTube. Wednesday, my channel for Sugar and Spice.
Can I
Wash,
ask one
rinse,
thing?
repeat.
Since it's called Shield Maidens, do I have to wear a wig?
Only
Yes.
if you want to.
Yes.
Fabulous. I will paint myself up like one of those French girls.
Oh my gosh. I'm
I
dead.
will no
I'm
longer
so
just
dead.
be blue. I'll be LB. I'll be Lady Blue.
There you go.
Maiden, blue,
There
blue,
you go.
blue maiden.
The Blue
Oh my
Maiden.
God. That's
All right.
awesome.
Well, keep an eye on your Discord for the link Monday.
Oh, that's gonna be good.
Okay.
And Arlena and I could possibly be streaming with Prince of Jzal tomorrow. Not sure yet, but
Mhm.
keep an eye on Discord and Twitter.
Yep.
So
Maybe.
he's a good dude.
Very good.
So I hate to cut it short, but I do have to run because I do run. So.
It works.
Yeah, I got
You
the.
do run,
So I'll
run,
go-
run. You do run, run.
I fucking
I'll
missed you
hit
guys.
the,
I saw you streaming and I was like, I've missed these guys, people. I haven't talked to
Oh,
them
yeah,
in
we missed
forever.
you too,
Let's
buddy.
get
Oh,
on to
yeah.
it.
Heck
Hell
dude.
yeah.
So, well, hell, since y'all are here, y'all get to see the new channel outro. So
Woohoo.
Yeah.
y'all take care, and we will see y'all Tuesday.